Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then welcome. My name's Christina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences. And today I'm bringing you my most coveted, my favorite Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals this year. I've been keeping an eye on all of the different brands and what they're going to be offering during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and I've curated a list of different brands that I think are worth shopping. Now, of course, that doesn't go without saying that there are a ton of other deals going on, that are not beauty related as well as beauty related that you may be more inclined to shop. But personally, these are my favorites. I tried to pick brands that are actually doing sales worthwhile. Like, there are definitely some products that other brands have that I am absolutely obsessed with, and they are like my holy grail type of products, but their sales just aren't it for me this year. I feel like these are going to be the best value for one, and two, if I didn't already own some of these products that I'm going to be recommending to you guys, then they would be the ones that I personally would be seeking out and the ones that I would be buying refills of if I ran out of them. I actually saw a really funny TikTok yesterday that was talking about how kids these days will never understand why people were so crazy during Black Friday. Like, they will look back and be like, why did this person punch this person at Walmart over a TV? Like, it's so funny the way that marketing for Black Friday and Cyber Monday has completely changed. Obviously, brands aren't able to provide us with like 70 to 80% off coupons anymore. Maybe they could, but they decide not to. They opt not to. So I'm going to be breaking it down by brand, the percentage that they're giving off, the time frame that I have, as well as the products that I would recommend from that brand. So if you're interested in seeing all of that, then let's get started. So the first brand that I want to talk about is Persona Cosmetics. They are doing 30% off site-wide, and it starts November 23rd, which is Thursday, to November 27th, which is Monday. If you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, you know how committed I am to all of these Persona multi-sticks. They are the spotlight product for me from Persona. I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I am committed to these, man. They are good. So I actually have two shades of the bronzer sticks. I have the shade Dune and Sahara. I like to use these interchangeably. Dune is really great when I'm a little bit more pale, but during the summertime, Sahara is perfect. Both of them give me a beautiful bronze look. The reason I love them so much is because they are so pigmented, but not only that, they are really blendable. Even if you're not a beginner when it comes to cream stick products, they're still super easy and very pleasant to use. I have three of my favorite blush shades here as well. I have the shade Jam, Teddy, and Guava. Guava is the newest one in my collection. I have a couple of other shades as well, but I figured I would just pull like the ones that I use the most. So here is Jam, Guava, and Teddy. And then we have Sahara and Dune right there. They're just really user-friendly and foolproof. I'm a firm believer that everyone needs to try at least one of these and see what you think about them before you say, like, I'm not a cream blush or cream bronzer type of person. I truly feel like these would be really universal. And I have oily skin, and I find it lasts really long on my skin. And also, if you're looking for a lip product, I would recommend the E-Bombs. I would say the E-Bombs. Obviously, I've gotten a lot of use out of these. Like, this one is pretty much destroyed. These were probably one of my introduction type of lip products when it came to a glossy lip balm stick. This is the shade Gratitude. It's this warm neutral brown shade, but it goes onto the lips very pinky brown. Like, it's super wearable, guys. And then we have the shade Manifest, and this goes on quite sheer compared to Gratitude, but I actually like that. I didn't want a bright, bold red shade. I kind of wanted a wash of color, and that's exactly what this gives me. The formulation of these feel exactly like a lip balm. Super comfortable. You need such a little amount to get good color payoff. This sale, again, runs until Monday, so I'd highly recommend picking one of these products up. The next brand that I want to talk about is Pat McGrath. They always run an amazing Black Friday or end of the year sale. That is when I purchased my first Pat McGrath products. It was, I think, last year. I just went ham on the different Pat McGrath palettes, and that's what I wanted to recommend to you guys today. The Mothership palettes are my favorite. I think they are definitely worth it to pick up during the sale because they are super, super expensive, but the quality of these palettes are unmatched. I have heard a funny little rumor that Pat McGrath's newest collection is not up to par when it comes to the actual formulation. I hear that they are a little bit more chalky and they are not as pigmented. They have really beautiful color stories, and I don't know, if that's the case, that's going to make me really, really sad. I would assume that the older Mothership palettes are still going to be the same quality. I always get confused which is which. So this is the 7 Divine Rose, which I think was the newest one, the one that came out last year. It's going to be more of this rosy, mauve-y color story right here. We have the glitters, we have some mattes in here, as well as some shifty colors like that one right there. I know one of these is in the wrong box actually, because one of them was a gift, but it was the wrong box when it was given to me. So this one says Mothership 2 Sublime, but I think this might be the one that's wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure. This is what that one looks like. For me, in this palette, the stars of the show definitely has to be all of the shimmers right here. These are fine, but I really don't touch them that often, but I love using these all over the lids. I think they're beautiful and they have a beautiful shift to them as well. Now that I'm looking at it, I think that this might have been the one that came out last year. Yeah, this is the one that came out last year. Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction. I think that this has the most interesting color story for me. It's the most wearable for me, and they're the types of shimmers that I would gravitate towards as someone that doesn't wear super bold, super glittery type of eyeshadows. This shade right here is what sold me. I love a good taupey brown blue shift, or would you call that like a brown purple shift? I don't even know, but these colors, they get me. Like, that is absolute perfection. Anything that has that type of shift, I'm going to go for. Like, look, so buttery, so creamy. Some of the best formulations, if not now, I mean before, like these palettes were insanity. They are actually doing a range of percentages. So it's 30% off $50 or more, and then 35% off $150 or more, and then 40% off $250 or more. So it depends on how much you add to your cart. Obviously, the more you add on there, the more you're gonna get off. Okay, next we have a brush company, BK Beauty. BK Beauty is probably my most used brush brand as of now. Like, I have been using them ever since they sent me a set, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, and they've been my go-tos. They're so good. So I just pulled a couple of my most used brushes. I have a lot of them here. I love their complexion and their eye brushes equally. They are doing 20% to 35% off. I don't know when it ends. I don't think it was clear when the sale ends. My all-time favorite, if you were to just buy one brush from BK, I would say to get this one. It's the Angie Hot and Flashy A506. I use this to apply and spread out my concealer. I love using this to just like dot my concealer out under my eyes, all over my face. It's kind of like this paw brush right here, and it has the best angle to it. It blends everything out seamlessly. I don't get any streaks or anything when I use this. You can use this with a liquid, you can use it with a cream, and you can also use this with powder. If you wanted to kind of bake your face, you could put this in your powder and really push that powder into the face, and it just gives the most beautiful results. And I've never had an issue with this one or any of my BK Beauty brushes. They don't tend to shed, they wash really easily, very beautifully, and they're just the best. I've never had any glue, you know, like come loose. All of them have been intact since I've gotten them, and I've never even like had a second thought of them breaking. A couple of my other favorites, I'll do face brushes first. The 108 brush, I love to use this to powder my face. I'll use this to bake my face and brush away my bake as well. The Angie Hot and Flashy A507 brush, this is an angled blush brush, I believe. I've used this with cream and liquid and powders. It works beautifully with any of those. We have this, the 101 brush. It's a big paw brush. It's quite dense, but it's really beautiful if you really want to get that foundation on the face. It applies and spreads really quickly and easily onto the face. I do want the 109 brush, which is a smaller version of this one. I don't have that one actually, so I might be picking that up. The 106 brush, which is going to be kind of like that kabuki brush right there. It's nice and dense, but it's not too dense to where you can't blend things out. I really like this when I want to use cream bronzer or contour to really place it and pack it in there. And then we have the 107, which I like to use this with blush. I think that it packs it really nicely. It blends it out very easily, but you can also, again, use this with liquids and creams. And then my favorite eye brushes from them are going to be the 203 brush, which is this flat brush right here. Something very similar to that is the 206 brush right here. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit longer bristles. A501, which is another Angie Hot and Flashy. And then some of my favorite blending brushes from them, the 202, which is the perfect blending brush for blending out crease colors and stuff. The A502, which is a little bit smaller, a little bit more precise. It's great to blend colors out. And then we have the A504, which typically I'll use this to put color on the lower lash line. So those are my recommendations from BK. Oh, also the travel pouch. I am dying to get my hands on that. So I may be picking up the 109 brush and the travel pouch. Next is one of probably my favorite brands, and a brand that I will always recommend if it's on sale, because I always recommend it when it's not on sale, and that is Makeup by Mario. They have some of the most elite products that I've ever used. They truly have become some products that have changed my makeup and how I do my makeup. And the first product that I want to recommend from them is the Skin Enhancer. I debated on purchasing a new one during the sale, but honestly, I feel like I'll still get a good amount of use out of this before I run out. I'm pretty sure this will last me at least until the Sephora sale in the springtime. I have the shade medium. I reach for this constantly. It is a beautiful product to warm up the skin. It is a little bit more greasy if you do have super oily skin, so you're going to have to set it down. But I truly love how thin this feels on the skin and how easily blendable this is. It is, again, one of those super beginner friendly or just no fuss types of cream products. It gives you the most natural finish on the skin. It just looks like you got super tan. I use this, no joke, pretty much every day. If I'm not using it to line my eyes and give myself a wing, I use it to tight line. And this is the Makeup by Mario eyeliner in the shade The Perfect Brown. I have never in my life gotten down this small with an eye pencil. Pencil liners used to always smudge on me. They would either transfer to the top of my lids, they would smudge if I did an eyeliner, or they would just kind of flake off or just fade throughout the day. I don't have that problem with this at all, and I think something that really makes this pencil stand out, other than the formulation, is that it does have this brush on the other end that is actually really usable. I only use this to make my wing eyeliner, and I get the most crisp lines I've ever gotten from a pencil eyeliner. You literally just kind of smudge a little bit on the outer corner. I flip it over and then I just flick it out, and it is perfection every single time. I cannot tell you guys how easy it is. I don't even know how long I've had this, but it doesn't feel like it's dried out at all. And then of course we have the lip pencils. These have quickly become some of my absolute go-to pencils. Aside from the formulation, there is this very usable lip brush. It is tapered a little bit differently than the eyeliner brush because this one fits a little bit better into the lips. I love how buttery these are. They're creamy. They're easy to blend out onto the lips. And then once you blend it out and it dries down, they stay for so long. My number one choice for you would be Travis, the shade Travis. And next I think Milk Chocolate, and then I have Toasty, and I also have Daniel. So I would recommend all of these, honestly, just based on your preference when it comes to lip pencils. I typically like more brown, pinky brown shades, so those are the ones that I would recommend to you guys. The number one eyeshadow palette I'd recommend, of course, has to be the Master Mattes palette. This one has been the star eyeshadow palette of my life for at least this last year. It's beautiful, it's blendable, it's pigmented. You don't get crazy powdery fallout with it. I think that these tones are so flattering. They're so universal. I feel like anyone can use this and love it. And I've used every single shade in this palette. The pigmentation is even throughout, as well as the formulation. He just did a spectacular job. If you want an eyeshadow palette, but you're not huge on color, you just want a little something on the eyes, highly recommend this one. But if you already have that palette and you've been thinking about getting this one, this is the Ethereal Eyes one. It's limited edition. It first released last year and then they re-released it recently, which is when I purchased it, because last year I wasn't sure if I wanted it, but I picked it up this year because I had a lot of FOMO. And truly, I don't regret it. I think that this palette is so beautiful and it's really wearable. I was thinking it would be too cool tone for my skin, but actually it flatters the skin so well. All of the shimmers in here give you the most natural wet-like shimmer almost, and they all look quite different from each other, so you're not going to get something that looks the same on the eyes. I really like this one, and if you're already debating it, I would say go ahead and pick it up during the sale because I think it's worth it. But if you're choosing between the two, Master Mattes all the way, because these are essential. Next up, we have Kaja Beauty. They're doing their site-wide sale, 30% off, up to 70% off of some of their bestsellers. The first thing I would recommend from them would be this holiday kit. It's the Charmed Heart holiday kit. You get to try 3 full-size products. You get the Cheeky Stamp, the Jelly Charm, and the Beauty Bento. I love all of these products that are included. I think that they are such good quality, and Kaja has to be one of my favorite Asian makeup brands. I think that they do it so well, and I feel like they're super underrated. Like, they do not get the hype that they need. I literally use these eye bentos at least weekly. This eye bento in Spiked Ginger was my absolute obsession for months, guys. It's so good. It's so easy to use, really blendable. You have a really great crease shade right here, an amazing eyelid shade right there that is so flattering on the eyes, and then you have a deeper shade that you can use to deepen up the outer corners or do like a halo eye. I shared an Instagram reel as well as a TikTok showing you guys my favorite way to use this a couple of months back. So if you don't follow me on there, I love to do like mini eyeshadow looks on Instagram and TikTok. I also recently picked up Toasted Caramel, and this one is all shimmer shades, but I actually did a look with all 3 of these shades and it came out so beautiful. So underrated. I just love this format as well. And another thing that I've been playing around with a lot these last couple of weeks is the Play Bento in the shade number 2 Cloud Latte. Specifically, this cream bronzer right here is such an amazing cream bronzer because it reminds me a lot of the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer, but this one has a lot less oil within it. And as you can see, it looks a little bit light on me, but when I actually put it on the skin, it's this perfect natural contour shade. Like, it is the perfect shadow shade on me, and I'm thoroughly impressed and obsessed with even just this. And then my favorite lip product from them has to be these Jelly Charms. I think they're so good. I'm actually wearing it today. This is going to be that glossy stain. It's going to give you a really nice sheen to the lips without being too much, and it does stain the lips, so it lasts for a very long time. These are super similar to me to the Rare Beauty lip oils, but a little bit less pigmentation and a little bit more of a stain, you know, but they're great, and you can use it as a keychain. Like, you can attach it to your keys, your purse, really anything. So cute. But my only gripe with this is there are no names on it, and that's kind of hard because I have all the shades and I don't know which shade is which. So I don't know what this one is. I want to say it's Peach Fizz though, because I mean, it looks identical to the one in this box, doesn't it? So I'm gonna say this is Peach Fizz, but I can't be entirely sure. I'm sorry. Kosas is doing 25% off until Monday, November 27th, and Kosas is probably going to be like one of the ones that I'm like, you cannot miss this sale. I already placed my order. When they started the sale, I was like, all right, time to go. Let's go. There are so many products from Kosas that have become my everyday holy grail products. So I was like, I need to refill these products now. So that's what I did. I'm sure we can all guess the first product that I'm going to recommend that you pick up during the Kosas sale. It is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. This is by far my holiest of holy grail concealers I have ever owned. They're creamy, they're blendable, they give you the perfect amount of coverage. The shades and undertones in these flatter my skin tone so well. I have the shades 6.2N and 6.0. I think I also have like a mini of 4 because I wanted to use it as a brightener. And I also have a mini of a darker shade because I wanted to use it as a bronzer. Today, I don't have foundation on. I literally just spot concealed with these concealers. I think that they are incredible. They do have a slight scent to them though, I will warn you, but it doesn't linger on the skin. Once you blend it out and it dries down, I don't notice the scent, but again, I've been using these for so long. And then of course we have the Cloud Sets, and I have the shade Comfy. I just have a mini of this, but I also have a full size of the shade Pillowy, but this is the shade Comfy, and this one matches me the best currently. It is broken though, so I have to open it upside down. And I've also hit pan on this, and I like to use this on the go. I will bring it with me when I'm doing my makeup here at home. I'll use this. It's great to set the entire face, and I like to use this after I set my face down with a setting spray. Once it rehydrates the face, I sometimes need to repowder, so I get a little bit more of that mattifying effect. So I'll use this on top of the setting spray because it won't mattify my skin too much. The newest obsession from Kosas is the Brow Pop Nano. I actually just bought 2 refills during the sale, and this thing is the tiniest eyebrow pencil I have ever seen, smaller than the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and it gives me the effect of like the pen eyebrows because it's so thin. Like it gives you those super hair-like strokes in a pencil form, so it's a lot easier for me personally to use. I can go right in and fill in between the gaps of my eyebrows, but I have it in the shade Brown Black. And then lastly, for lip products, these wet sticks, oh, so good. I have a full video on it, as well as, again, a reel and a TikTok. These are my favorite shades. I have 100 Degrees, which is my #1 favorite shade. And then we have Sunset Simmer. And this one's going to be a little bit darker, a little bit more like in your face kind of. If you are not a fan of super drippy glossy gloss sticks, you know, like the Hourglass ones, the Tarte lip oils, even the new Juvia's Place gloss sticks, those are going to give you a super wet, super drippy effect. And some people don't like that. Some people just want it to look hydrated, you know. Highly recommend the Kosas sale. 25% off is not the highest that we've seen so far from the brands that I'm recommending, but it is probably at the top of my list for the brands that have the best products to pick up. Next up, we have, of course, another banger brand, Tower28. We can't not talk about Tower28. They're doing 20% off everything, or 28% off of $50 or more. The products that I would recommend, one is skincare, which is this SOS Rescue Spray. Again, I've talked about this multiple times. This has been one of my skincare saviors. It's so gentle and it really helps to balance the skin. If I have any irritation occurring, this is great to help like with the inflammation and anything like that. It truly is just one of the most gentle, effective type of skincare products. And then next, I would recommend their cream products. I have this Sculptino in the shade Getty, which is going to be their contouring cream. This one, beautiful. It gives me the most natural shadow-like contour on the skin, and it lasts a good amount on the skin as well. You can also put this over powder. When it comes to cream products, you guys, I love it when you can use it under and over powders. Like that is the best for me because I do find that I lose a lot of that intensity whenever I powder my face, and powdering my face is a must as an oily girl. Blushes that I would recommend are so beat up. So we have the shade Magic Hour, which is probably my #1 shade. It's probably the most universal. I recommend it to everyone because I think that this has looked incredible on every skin tone. And then we have Office Hours, which is going to be more of a mauve-y tone, but honestly, I have been really into like purpley mauve tones recently. They're creamy, they're blendable. I mean, they're everything that you want from a cream product. Tower28's formulations are incredible because they're great for sensitive skin. Lip products, of course, the Milky Lip Jellies. Like, why wouldn't I recommend these? These are like top tier lip glosses for me because they feel like a lip balm, but they give you incredible pigmentation, and they also actually feel hydrating and nourishing on the lips. Like, they give you long-lasting hydration. The 3 shades I recommend to you guys: Sesame right here, which is going to be, again, kind of a mauve-y purpley shade. And then we have 2 browns. This one's more of a pinky brown. This is going to be Cashew. And this was my first one and what started my entire obsession, honestly. And then we have Almond, which is going to be more of a true brown shade. They feel so plush and silky on the lips, and you can control how much pigmentation you get depending on how much you put on the lips. And you really do not need to put a lot in order to feel that hydration and nourishment from these. Here we have Almond, Cashew, and then Sesame right there. I actually just ordered Coconut on their website because that, I think, is the only Milky Lip Jelly that I'm missing. I'm noticing that I'm constantly recommending Tower28, and for good reason. They have incredible products, and they're Asian American founded. So yeah. So I have a skincare brand that I want to recommend to you guys, and they actually sent me these holiday sets, and I was so surprised and so excited because look how beautiful these are. It is Tatcha. I was already going to include this in the video. They just so happened to send it, and I was like, oh my god. They are doing 25% off with code CYBER23, and their sale ends November 30th. We have the boxes here, and this first kit I have has the water cream, the deep cleanse, and the texture tonic. So out of this, if you didn't want to do this set, I think that this is great if you have oily skin, if you have texture on your skin, you're dealing with, I don't know, hyperpigmentation, and again, you just have more finicky, oily skin. This would be a great set for you, but out of this, I would recommend the moisturizers. So the water cream, I've gone through a jar of this and I absolutely love it. I love me a good gel moisturizer, and I feel like the water cream is the perfect consistency to keep my skin hydrated, but not like make me excessively oily quickly. And then we have the other set right here, which is the rice wash, the dewy skin cream, and then the dewy serum. So if you have more normal to dry skin, this would be a good set for you. But again, out of this, I would highly recommend this moisturizer. And I've actually gone through a couple of like the small sample size ones from Sephora. I always redeem it for like the 100 points when they have it because I love this moisturizer for nighttime. It can be a little bit greasy if you have oily skin, but overnight I actually love it because my skin really absorbs all of the moisture from the moisturizer, and I wake up and my skin looks super plump. You can visibly see how plump and dewy your skin looks after using this moisturizer. It's insane. It's so worth it to get it on sale, and 25% off of the moisturizers. I would highly recommend you pick them up. There are not a lot of skincare brands that are doing sales that I'm like, you need to go and get this now, but I really do feel like with Tatcha, because their price point is so high, it's so worth it to get it when it's on sale. Next, we have another makeup brand that I talk about all the time. Can you guys guess? It's Fenty Beauty. And honestly, who's not shopping the Fenty Beauty sale? I feel like everybody is shopping the Fenty Beauty sale because we all love Fenty. So they're doing 25% off, up to 60% off their bestsellers. They're also doing some gifts with purchase. So let me read this. 4-piece gift with purchase on $75 or more, and a 6-piece gift with purchase on $100 or more. My newest obsession with Fenty is actually a Fenty Skin product. I got this during the YouTube Summit in my giant YouTube bag that they sent us home with. This is the Butter Drop Whipped Oil Body Cream. And when they say oil cream, That is exactly what it feels like. So it is this beautiful body butter. It's not too thick, which I hate when a body butter is so thick that I can't blend it onto the skin. It still has a good texture to it, but when you blend it out onto the skin, you actually feel like there's a body oil in there. Like you get that moisture that you would get from an oil, but it's almost like you take your regular body lotion and add like a body oil to it all in one. And it smells, oh, it smells so good. I don't even know. It just smells clean. Like it smells like a clean spa. I have been drenching my skin in this. It does take a little while to absorb. I would say 10-15 minutes for it to actually feel like it fully absorbed. You are going to feel so soft, okay? So soft, so smooth. I get the hype. I'm not a huge body butter person because I don't like the feeling of sticky lotion on me. I like something that absorbs quickly, but I love to use this after my nighttime shower, and it's so good that I want to purchase the limited edition scent. It's like vanilla cinnamon, something like that. Makeup wise, of course, hello, if you're gonna get a lip gloss, get the Fenty Heat Hot Chocolate. It's the best shade that they have by far. If I were to only say one, this one. If you don't want a gloss, then these would be my lipstick choice. Slip Shines. I have two shades. I have Goji Gang and Cookies and Cocoa. Again, they're going to be that glossy stick formulation, but they're not going to be drippy gloss. Like they're just going to look like a hydrated lipstick on your lips. This is Cookies and Cocoa, and this is Goji Gang. Two complexion products that I would recommend. They're pretty much the same thing in different form. I've done entire in-depth videos on both of these, so go check those out if you're curious about the formulations. But the skin tint and the skin tint stick, love them both. I have them both in shade 11. These are such easy go-tos. This one if you have more oily skin, this one if you have more dry, but that doesn't go without saying both of them can work if you have the opposite type of skin. A skincare brand, Stratia, they're doing 20% off with the code SHOPSLOW, and these two products are literally some holy grails, and the reason why I have these in packages is because I have backups. I have some currently in my bathroom, but I have these as backups. I mean, ever since I started using these, I cannot go without them. I have the Lipid Gold right here, which is going to be a barrier restoring moisturizer. I like to use this either as a moisturizer or as a serum before my moisturizer. It truly just depends on what I feel like my skin needs. And I like to mix this with their peptide cream on my recovery nights. And then this Rewind serum is so good. It makes my skin look flawless. It gives me extreme glass-like skin without feeling sticky or looking or feeling greasy. It absorbs into the skin really well, and I feel like it just ultimately really helps repair my skin. Okay, and lastly, I want to talk about Yes Style. So I don't have any specific products to tell you guys about, honestly, because I know that their sale is just insane. They're doing like 50% off so many different products. And truly, I know that it's ever changing and they're adding and removing things. So I just want to say that a lot of the skincare that I personally use are Asian skincare products, which you can find on Yes Style. And I would recommend just looking on their site and seeing what they have on sale. I don't have specific dates. It's really confusing for me, honestly, but I would go and check those out if you're interested in Asian skincare, because I love it. That's why I only mentioned maybe 2 skincare brands and then like the spray, because I'm telling you guys, most of my skincare is Asian. It's just elite, incredible, and they're already very inexpensive. So having that extra discount off makes it even better. Oh my gosh, you know, just one retail brand that I would recommend is Abercrombie. I am obsessed with Abercrombie everything. Their jeans are elite. They are such good quality. I love their bodysuits. I love their dresses. I'm just obsessed with Abercrombie, and they're doing 25% off. So that's a really good deal. And if you have an account, you can kind of build your points and then you get like rewards and stuff too. So I plan on buying 2 more pairs of jeans, and I will insert it right here. I believe that I'm gonna go for like the loose jean and the baggy jean in medium wash because medium wash is my favorite. So yeah, I would highly recommend shopping their sale because their pieces are just such good quality. Alright guys, and that was everything for this video. I hope that you found it helpful. This was exciting for me. I'm really hot. I need water because I guess I got like really excited and worked up over these products. If you guys have any additional questions for me on any of the products that I talked about today, let me know in the comments down below. But if not, happy shopping. Let me know what you guys end up picking up. I would love to know. And if you enjoyed this video and if you found it helpful, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.